Having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. I get up at 4:00 am every morning because I feel the need to. Wow, pretty hardcore. I like to try and get up at 4 a.m. too, though sometimes I struggle. Apart from setting the alarm across the other side of the room, do you have any tips that would help? In terms of physical, not mindset. What works for you? I've started setting 2 alarms. One is a radio alarm tuned to a web stream of Bloomberg Radio. The second is a normal iPhone alarm. I set the radio to go off first and 5 minutes later my iPhone starts up. This way, I have something intellectual to listen to for 5 minutes, today's headlines, before I actually have to get out of bed. When I do wake up, I'll leave the radio playing as I begin my morning routine. I find this is a great way to slowly wake up my brain and get myself out of dreamland. I've also taken to writing out tomorrow's to-do list before I go to bed. This way I know what needs doing as soon as I open my eyes, and I'm not tempted to lie in bed planning out my day, or simply saying, I don't have much to do today, I can sleep a few more hours. That said, some days I still oversleep. Interested to hear what others think, as this is a huge step towards a more productive day. I normally write out my to-do list in the morning. Though, I'll try writing them in the evening instead. Great tip. I'll start tonight. Yes, I am a huge Alias fan, but I am very young in my Stoic journey. I am trying to apply the learned principles every day, though, I am not perfect yet. Only just today on this forum, I failed in my by being reactive, though, I apologized for my action. Every day is a school day. Meditations is by far my favorite book. I've got the Penguin Classics version, but I haven't got Gregory Hayes' version. I will check it out. Is it possible that you're having trouble going to bed in the evening, which then leads to trouble with getting up? Just asking because that's a major factor for me. I keep doing things, reading, talking on Skype, and next morning I'm effed. Great article that I should finally follow by James Clear here. Tips: sleep with curtains open so daylight comes in, set an alarm that works, not one that scares the shit out of you, set another alarm other side of room if needed, brush teeth, or water in your face. Something that tells your body, yes, really awakening now. Miracle morning maybe. I think important is the sleeping routine the night before. To piggyback off trouble going to bed, I highly recommend blue light filters for your computer, tablet, and phone for the evening, and especially if you are on them right before bed. Read up on some studies, but I use Flux for my laptop and an app I think just called Blue Light Filter for my phone. Read Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. It's one of the few books I've used a highlighter on, have opened and reread my highlighted parts multiple times, and is one of the most motivating books I've read to date. I can literally say it's one of the few books that has changed my life. For my entire life I've been the impossible one to wake up. I don't do mornings. You know all those horror stories from people who talk about how bad they are at mornings? Yeah, they all apply to me. Sleep through alarms, turn them off in my sleep. Kids could jump on me like a trampoline while I slept, 45 minutes to put my feet on the ground, body aches, lack of motivation, etc. After that book, which got a lot of great reviews on this forum a while back, something clicked with me, and I gave it a try. 5 a.m. every morning. The first few mornings were rough and very hit or miss. One day I'd fight and push and actually wake up at 5. The next 3 days I couldn't do it. Then another victory followed by 2 weeks of failure. Then I'd get 2 days in a row, then 3, and the failures started happening less. I'd say it took me 2 to 3 months of on again, off again trying to finally find a groove that worked for me and to get into the habit of doing it every day. Now I wake up at 5 a.m. every weekday, I turn off my alarm, go downstairs, brew coffee, read the major headlines of the day, grab a book and sit down with my coffee and read, something I just couldn't bring myself to do before. I can now plan my day ahead as well, another thing that never previously got done. My productivity jumped tremendously. My mood jumped tremendously. And my mornings went from things I dread to things I look forward to. I now wake my wife up, the morning person of the family, and if the kids wake up early, a previously dreadful thought, I greet them with a smile and a hug instead of grunts and nagging them to go back to bed. It also means I'm more mindful of getting to bed on time and in a proper state. I don't stay up late or drink coffee or beer or tea or eat too late in the evening, or it will mess up my morning noticeably. Since implementing this new morning routine, I've somehow managed to apply better habits in many other areas of my life. I go to the gym regularly, my diet is 100x better than before, I've limited drinking to a small fraction of what I used to, I've started journaling and implemented regular goal reviews. My business focus has increased, my house is cleaner and more organized, I'm a better all-round person. Early mornings have been the linchpin to my life this year. I feel like I was spinning my wheels before, and now it feels like I've cracked the code to getting my shit together. That mental fog is lifting more and more each day, and I'm seeing things clearer than ever. Of course you can do all this without that book, but it did set things in motion in a big way for me. Coming from a place of creativity, I go to bed with a high sense of enthusiasm. I map out my days the night before so there's structure and no mystery to what's supposed to happen next. It's a great way to and really reinforces best wishes Freed. Try the Sleep Cycle app. You may have heard of it already. In case you haven't, the idea is that it wakes you up when you're in your lightest phase of sleep, so you wake feeling more refreshed. I used to struggle to get out of bed in the morning, now I get up around 5 a.m. because of this app. Unless I'm exhausted, I find it almost impossible to sleep once I've switched the alarm off. After I've switched it off, I browse Facebook or Tinder or for 5 minutes to get some light and ensure that my eyes remain open. Having a responsibility, a place you need to be, even if no one's depending on you to be there like the gym, was useful for me. Having a commitment to someone else would probably be even more effective. Waking up early is definitely a keystone habit. It permeates into other parts of your life. I wanted a more regimented workout routine. But from waking up at 5:30 a.m. for work to putting the kids to bed, the night time was my only option and I was always wiped by then. Then I read Miracle Morning. Started waking up at 4 a.m. to work out. It was brutally difficult at first, but I finally got a groove. It's permeated throughout my life. Now I meditate, do affirmations, plan my day, and just feel more efficient. And on mornings I work out, I feel like I'm on fire the rest of the day. Shit just gets done. One little cheat: I used to drink a big glass of water before bed so that I have to pee in the morning. Helps me. They say deadlines make the world go round. And that's exactly what has worked best for me. How so? I awake to a song on the Sleep Cycle app. In addition, I've made an unbreakable agreement with myself. Once the song ends, I have to get up no matter what. It works especially well on those mornings where I just want to fall back to sleep. Nope. Song ends equals get your ass out of bed. When I was starting to wake up in the morning, I did a number of things. Set my alarm to a gradual alarm. Something that starts soft and eases into a louder but still pretty mellow alarm. It's enough to wake me up gently and get my attention without scaring the shit out of me like a fire alarm going off. Put my phone alarm across the room so I had to walk to it. Put a glass of water by my phone so I turn the alarm off and down the glass of water. Had my housecoat next to the water so I could clothe myself immediately, so between a gentle alarm, walking across the room and drinking, and dressing it was ridiculous to go back to bed. I tried to do that, but I can't go past 3 a.m. that way. Then I fall back asleep and the next time I wake up I'm everything but refreshed. People, it's not ancient Rome. Just put your phone on a chair a couple of steps from the bed. Your sleep cycle and all that blah blah will adjust in a week. Just keep waking up at the same time. If you get up, walk to the alarm, turn it off, and then you are beyond help. Sorry. Overthinking habits is a form of procrastination. I love how empty the gyms are around that time. No waiting for machines, no distractions, and you're instantly in a perfect state for the day. Bright light therapy can solve this problem. +1, it works. Everyone is different. I used to sleep in every day. Nights are unproductive for me. There comes a time in the day that I lose the ability to act crisply. Mornings are my time for productivity. I also sleep better at night. It is not a matter of anything other than the fact that I need to do this to make my days productive. So I make it happen. Great post ++. I really enjoyed this. Unhelpful. I used to be like this. As I explained, I changed. Nobody who genuinely wants help is beyond help. Not everyone is a finely tuned machine that works on if you do this, then you'll get that. Most people require tweaking of their habits and methods to find what works for them. I used to be able to get up without any issue. I hit 30 and for some reason, getting up before 7:20 is a real painful struggle, and I usually feel sleepy for most of the day if I do. I don't know exactly why, as I haven't changed anything. For a long time, I used to be really annoyed about not being able to get up early like I used to. But then I just accepted it. It's not like I feel like I would benefit from the extra time, so it's no big deal. Have you guys seen the Ruggy yet? Greater than it's designed to solve this problem. What do you guys think? I have my phone alarm set at 4:30 a.m. snooze till 4:45 a.m. and then my second alarm goes off. I snooze that till 5 a.m. Then away from my bed I have the clock radio alarm going off at 5 a.m. with Bloomberg radio. I'll eventually shorten the alarm spread because robbing myself of a half hour of sleep doesn't make sense. Sometimes I'll do some jumping jacks or 10 burpees to get the blood flowing and wake my body up. I'll also end the shower with a cold blast to shock my nerves. I envy early morning people, but I do the best I can. I write this from Northern Australia where it is currently 05:28 hours in the morning. I haven't been up this early in years. After scouring through this invaluable forum over the past couple of weeks, I'm glad to say that this is my first step to action. Getting out of bed early was always difficult for me as I know I'm getting up to go to work. Now I am awake and having a coffee, absorbing information from this forum to put in place actionable steps to get out of the 9 to 5. Sleep cycle apparently works. I downloaded it last night and this morning was the acid test. Thank you to all of you wonderful go-getters here. This forum is a fountain of youth. I guess I'm not one of their potential customers, because if I bought Ruggy, I'd feel to be a super moron. I'm not saying that people that'd buy it would be morons, but just that I'd think to be one if I bought it. Why? Because I don't understand why anyone should buy a device to help them to wake up, when you could just set as a ringtone a song on your phone. Say Eye of the Tiger, okay? Put your phone at a distance of 6 feet, and as soon as the alarm starts, do the following 3 things. Doing that, you would even save money because you wouldn't buy Reggie and being aware not to have spent money on something useless. Wow! It's a priceless sensation, isn't it, guys? 1. For a Linux user, you can already build such a system yourself quite trivially by getting an FTP account, mounting it locally with curls, and then using SVN or CVS on the mounted file system. From Windows or Mac, This FTP account could be accessed through built-in software. On Dropbox, you are simply not one in this product's target segment. For some people, this product will solve a problem and motivate them. For others, it will be a waste of time. Its use and value is determined by the individual. You're right, I get up at 4:45 a.m. every day to head to the gym for 5 a.m. Best thing I've done this year. Thanks. Something to keep is that as an aspiring entrepreneur, any kind of personal opinions on a product are not very useful, because they reflect your viewpoint, and not the market's viewpoint. It's good to train yourself to avoid listening to those thoughts and rather focus on how well a product is doing, and what lessons you can learn from it for your own endeavors. I'm sure there's been more than one successful person who started out with an idea he thought was stupid. How do you guys go to bed on time? I can barely tear myself away from work late at night. Waking up to alarm is no kind of life. Haven't woke up to one in at least 5 years. Body clock tends to get me up around 8 a.m. without fail. Then I don't hate getting out of bed like I used to when the alarm woke me up. I like using the 5-second rule. Make it a habit. As soon as that alarm goes off, give yourself 5 seconds. Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as you reach that one, get up, throw the blankets off yourself. If you wait any longer, it's not going to happen. If you bypass that last number and you're still in bed, just disable the alarm and sleep through your responsibilities. We're talking a lot about waking up, which is great, but what about the other factor? The amount of sleep you get in a night. What's everyone's average amount of sleep? I feel like I currently get around 7 hours, which is plenty. 6 is doable daily for myself if I have projects going on.